feed cube drops in the pond, instantly stirring waves as eels swarm up. The feed seems to vanish, submerged in a sea of fish. These cubes, made from ground fish and shrimp with additives, are eel favorites. Hundreds of eels frantically compete for food, gnawing countless holes in the feed block's edges, visibly eroding it at a rapid pace. Staff say they feed them daily, but watching the feeding frenzy still leaves them utterly shocked. This is Taiwan's largest eel farm near Yunlin Lake. Today, we'll witness an eel's brief journey from pond to plate. At nightfall, eels surface, no longer hiding from daylight. It's catching time. Workers spread nets in the pond, slapping water to drive eels into nets, gradually closing the nets. Using local lighting, we see countless eels moving in the nets. Workers tie net openings to pipes. Pumps extract eels from the pond. Hundreds squeeze into narrow pipes like an army crossing a bridge. Eels gush out, slide down a ramp into a pool made for them. Scared, they huddle in corners. Workers use nets to scoop eels into square containers. Connected to a crucial passageway, staff select standard-sized eels, tossing them into a chute, the final path to dining tables. Others return to the pool to grow more. Next morning, chosen eels appear in the farm's restaurant, their final destination. An experienced chef first freezes eels in ice to numb them, easing their suffering before processing. After half an hour of freezing, the chef takes out an eel, secures its head with a nail, then grips a knife in his right hand, guides it with his left, slowly pushing down, slicing along the eel's back to the bottom, then spreads the eel open, skillfully removing its innards, finally cutting along the spine to remove it entirely, completing the process in one fluid motion without damaging any flesh or spilling a drop of blood, showcasing the chef's exceptional skill. He explains that the eel's fishy taste comes from blood, organs, and surface mucus, which must be thoroughly cleaned to minimize the odor. The chef then cuts the cleaned eel in half and skewers the fish meat with bamboo, a task more challenging than the initial preparation, requiring precise threading of the skewer through the delicate, thin fish slices. Too light a touch risks tearing. Too heavy could ruin the whole eel. The chef's movements are precise, resulting in firmly skewered eel with a neat appearance, ready for grilling. As saying goes, kill eels for 3 years, skewer for 8, grill for life. Mastering eel grilling requires lifelong dedication and passion. The chef places the eel skin side down, carefully laying it on the charcoal grill. The hot coals render the fat under the skin, causing sizzling drops to fall on the glowing embers, intensifying the fire and crisping the skin to a golden brown. At the right moment, he flips the eel, infusing it with a unique charcoal aroma that machine grilling can't replicate. The chef observes the eel's surface intently as fat slowly melts and seeps out, dripping onto the coals, creating momentary flares, sending wisps of smoke back into the fish, imparting a golden hue to its surface. He then dips the skewered eel in sweet sauce, returning it to the grill, repeating this process as the sauce dries, basting at least 4 times. The sauce, enriched daily by countless grillings, gradually deepens the eel's flavor over time, resulting in increasingly delicious and rich grilled eel. Finally, the chef moves the eel to a cutting board. The grilled eel now glistens with an amber sheen, exuding an enticing aroma as he prepares to serve, cutting the eel into bite-sized pieces, each piece adorned with appetizing charred spots.
Fill the lunchbox with fragrant rice, add a spoonful of secret sauce, spread Shanghai chives, and finally top with a whole grilled eel. A dream eel rice meal priced at NT $750 is complete. It comes with a double portion of rice and side dishes. Open the lid and the aroma of eel greets you. When eating, first serve a bowl of eel rice. The roasting brings out the eel's tender fragrance. The texture is crispy, soft, and chewy, melting in your mouth. Paired with sweet rice soaked in rich sauce, savor the eel's original rich flavor. The other bowl adds Japanese wasabi powder and green onions, providing a refreshing and appetizing taste that stimulates the palate. Or add a hot spring poached egg and let the golden, rich yolk seep into the rice for an ultimately smooth and satisfying mouthfeel. Finally, pour in the special broth. After the satisfying meal, warm your taste buds and heart with the soup. Before you know it, the fragrance lingers. Like follow and press to capture the flavor. With fluffy, sweet rice, the taste is unparalleled. Zhang's first lesson is rice preparation. Master Kawabata's 30 years of experience led to a special rice washing method. Rapidly stirring the rice with both hands causes intense collision and friction, quickly removing the surface starch. Kawabata believes only properly washed rice can fully release its pure aroma. The stickiness is perfect, allowing the rice to absorb the sauce's flavors. After mastering rice washing, Zhang is ready to learn eel preparation. Eel prep requires precision. The first cut cleans the innards without damage. The second cut removes the bones cleanly. After 2 cuts, the eel is butterflied. Proper positioning is key. Inaccurate placement leads to raw or burnt results. Appearance and taste suffer greatly. Kawabata sets the skewered eel aside. When ready to grill, impatience must be tamed and movement slowed. Using a fan, slowly adjust the eel's surface temperature, allowing it to gradually cook through from the inside out. Carefully observe the changes in the eel. When the fat between the skin and meat is rendered by the charcoal fire, quickly immerse the fish in the sauce. The hot fish meeting the cold sauce will rapidly contract, locking in the sauce's flavor and color. Repeat this process 4 times until the fish flesh turns golden and crispy without being burnt. Master Kawabata was very satisfied with Zhang Jun's work. When Zhang completed his studies and prepared to return to China, Kawabata decided to give him the century-old family sauce recipe. As the trend of eating eels rose, eel and carp farming boomed. However, eel fry are unique and cannot be artificially bred. They can only be raised by catching wild fry. Wild fry weigh no more than 3 water drops, but fetch extremely high prices, earning the name soft gold. A dark industry chain of slow fry has emerged. The ancient nets the fishermen are setting are the legendary nets of doom. Their target catch is these tiny eel and carp fry. By the time they are caught, the fry have already drifted over 5,000 kilometers from the distant Mariana Trench, carried by ocean currents. At peak prices, a single fry can sell for over 50 yuan. Locals call them soft gold. Buyers line up before the fishing boats even dock. They diligently take the insulated buckets from the fishermen and begin inventorying the fry. Today's purchase price is 10.5 yuan per fry. Regardless of the catch size or price, the fishermen can quickly cash in upon reaching shore. The collected fry are then procured by higher-level seed collectors. A few days ago, a large seed collector in Yulichun County signed a contract for 10,000 fry at 9.6 yuan each. But with decreased supply in recent days, prices rose, reaching 10.7 yuan. Futures-like trading has been common along the eastern Mindong coast for years. In addition to hard work, the seed collection industry relies on decisiveness and experience. Despite unfavorable conditions, Yulichun still delivered the 10,000 plus contracted fry as promised, taking a loss of tens of thousands of yuan on the order. But in the fry trading circles, one's word is bond. They prioritize long-term interests. In just a dozen years, China's waters yielded only 25 tons of fry in a good year and under 5 tons in a bad one. Fry prices fluctuate wildly with the catch size. Risks and opportunities coexist, leaving the industry on edge. Most of the fry end up in nurseries along the southern coast. After 2 months, they metamorphose and grow dozens of times in size. Their backs turn jet black. At this stage, they are called black fry. The first batch meeting quality standards will soon be released into fishing grounds. For fisheries, this is a crucial juncture. A single seeding round for an average fishery represents a capital flow of hundreds of millions. The young Luodzili's family has raised eels for generations. Summer typhoons are frequent, worrying the Luo family most. A strong typhoon approaches. Luo must act fast. Dig drains, prepare pumps, focus on flood prevention. If seawater enters, eels escape to sea. Years of work lost. Luckily, the typhoon didn't hit directly. The fish farm survived the crisis unscathed. After a busy day, Luozili finally calmed down to prepare dinner for himself. He cut pork ribs, seasoned with garlic and tempeh, and steamed them with large carrot chunks. Though the meal was simple, looking at the peaceful farm, he ate with great contentment. The big day approaches. The first batch of adult eels will be sold. They'll be sent to Japan before the Eel Festival. At this time, every year, veteran eel farmers visit the farm. Eel prices fluctuate greatly annually, depending on wild fry caught by fishermen. Among all farmed fish, only eels rely entirely on wild-caught fry. Thus, their price is hardest to predict. Japan-bound eels face stricter tests than domestic standards. China-Japan eel trade spans decades. Profit negotiations never cease. Yet disciplined farmers survive fierce competition. To thank pioneers for establishing the eel industry, after sales are approved, the annual Elders Banquet begins. Dragon Phoenix dishes are essential. Thousands gather, grateful for elders' lifelong hard work, which brought today's success to the younger generation.